Hello everyone, welcome to Entertainment News on Channels Television. I am Ogechukwuose Oyeludi. On the program today, Davido, Obi Kubana, Tubaba, Annie Dibia and others headline our review of the year 2021. Fireboy, DML and Ed Sheeran released video of Peru remix. Plus, we peek at 2022 through the eyes of Hollywood. Details and many more on the program today, so don't go away. We'll be right back. All right, we begin with our year-end industry review on the program today. And as we always do on the first episode of the week, we will start our review from our Trends Watch Vibes. Now today, the segment will chronicle the biggest trending stories. I mean the biggest trending stories in the year under review. Take a look.
Apart from the usual suspects, Wizkid, Davido, and by the way, Grammy Award winner Burna Boy, we can all agree that this was the year of Tems, Arasta, Ladipo, Buju, CK, Fireboy, and a few others. From Feeling to Essence, Bloody Samaritan, Peru, Love Wantinty, and Big Mood, it was indeed vibes on vibes.
I see you watching my stories. I see you gauging my lifestyle. I see you watching my movements. This bad bitch bad every day. I know they look at your face.
In the world of movies, there were a couple of hits throughout the year, but our focus today would be on moments that shaped the industry. While there were a few Nollywood hits, series such as Squid Game, You, and Money Heist were global hits in 2021. Back home and away from the fanfare, Nollywood also witnessed some shocking losses, such as the death of veterans Baba Suwe, Rachel Oniga, Sadiq Daba, and more recently, Karibi Fubara and Samuel Obiago. Another moment for the industry was the news that veteran actor Olu Jacobs now suffers from a rare form of dementia. The disappearance of the dynamic actor from the spotlight had raised a lot of speculations until he was spotted looking frail at the Africa International Film Festival Awards with his wife Joke Silva. Another major event was the rape and sexual abuse allegation against popular Nollywood actor Baba Ijesha involving a minor. The minor involved was the foster daughter of popular actress and comedian Princess. Well, the case is still being decided in court, and if found guilty, he faces life imprisonment. Now, although the Big Brother Naija reality TV show has come along every year since the last 5 years, the excitement and anticipation for the show only keeps getting bigger and bigger. This year's edition saw Hazel Oyeze, aka White Money, emerge winner with a grand prize of 90 million naira. He has since gone on to bag series of endorsement deals while also making an attempt at music with 2 new singles. Other housemates Liko Rose, Maria Pere, Angel Cross, and the rest of them are also doing well in their various paths. Still speaking of reality TV in 2021, we saw the return of the Gulder Ultimate Search. After a 7-year hiatus, the show returned with the theme Age of Craftsmanship. While fans looked forward to the good old jungle vibes which the show is known to offer, many others were disappointed about the choice of the show's host, and looking at the reviews would rate the viewership at a 4 on a scale of 10 to 1, 1 being the lowest. Showbiz would not be complete without some messy breakups. One of those that shook the internet was Tonto DK and her ex, Prince Kokogiri, and all the revelations that surfaced since the breakup. Their relationship was barely 3 months old when the allegations of cheating and counter-allegations started to fly around. But Tonto DK, being who she is, appears to have learned some lessons and has now moved on. That takes us to our next story, which thankfully didn't end in a breakup, but it did get messy, and that's the drama between Annie and the Idibias. It all started when Annie called out her husband Tubaba on social media over cheating allegations. She also said his baby mamas, especially Pero, constantly uses their children as an excuse for all sorts of excesses. The situation escalated between the in-laws and resulted in a lot of insults and name-calling, while Pero also filed a 500 million naira suit against Annie. Well, we're not sure, but it appears all the parties may have now buried their hatchets. We're not going to talk so much about this one, but it's the sex tape saga involving pop star Tiwa Savage. While social media went crazy after the alleged sex tape got leaked, Tiwa found a way to control the narrative, using it to her advantage and eventually reaffirming the saying that whatever doesn't kill you certainly makes you stronger. Davido's fans and friends raising 200 million naira for him was another highlight for this year. What appeared to have started as a joke when the pop star asked his friends to send him 1 million naira each ended up as a full-blown viral trend, attracting even top billionaires across the country. He ended up giving away 250 million naira to charity in celebration of his 29th birthday. And now to one of the biggest and most unforgettable moments in Nigerian showbiz for 2021. It's none other than the time when it rained hard currency in Oba, Anambra State during the burial of the mother of socialite Obi Cubana. From the hundreds of cattle that were slaughtered to the endless flow of cash, the celebration of life ceremony brought together the who is who from the industry.
Now, still looking back at the year 2021, Nigerian rap world entered the year with a strong lyrical feud between two of the most prolific Nigerian rappers, Jude M.I. Abaga and Vector the Viper, with both MCs going low and dirty with no holds barred jabs.
Your soul isn't clean, your heart is full of impurity and jealousy, nigga, jealousy,
That even referenced their families, personal life, and of course, their music.
But you did Lagos campaigning shiny teeth for any invoice. I stopped judging success by the kind of money I make, or the house that I built, or the rents that I paid. I think a successful man is one who knows himself. That thinking is far from you, cause it's top of the shelf.
Now, luckily, by February this year, the duo eventually made up and declared mutual respect for each other, with Vector announcing at the press conference why they decided to put an end to their animosity.
It had to be him, not by compulsion or anything, but it just had to be him because the conversation had centered around both of us. And I think it will hold stronger relevance if everybody that saw both of us go at it has seen both of us do something positive, forward-thinking, and conscious. Well, you have to be happy to be able to relate to somebody that way. It has to be that. But it's not just him. It is me, him, it is everyone and everyone. The crown of clay is something we all carry. And if heavy lies the head that carries the other crown, will it be clay? Imagine the one will be clay. We have a lot of reconciliation to do with ourselves. So, yes, it had to be M because that was me and him that had our disputes and our differences. But it's also between you and whoever you have altercations with. If you wear the crown of clay, you become royalty again in your consciousness. And that, if you are royalty in your consciousness, you don't let any small dirty stain your spirits. And fight the stained spirits.
The muddy fashion me a crown of clay. Is why no one can never take the sound away.
The duo eventually put out perhaps the best rap song of the year, Crown of Clay.
The muddy fashion
Welcome to the bloodline of the Black Kings. Real life, black scenes, the Black Church, Black Thoughts, Black Sins, Uganda, Bobby Wine, magazines, newsflash, but old news like sins.
We're still in February 2021. While the hold of the pandemic on the showbiz world was still strong, the relaxed lockdown still didn't allow for a lot of in-person activities, including at the cinemas. Now, one of the most anticipated movie of the year, Coming to America 2, however, still dropped. Although on the streaming platform, Entertainment News on Channels Television spoke with some of the cast of the movie as they ventured to make a sequel to a 20-year-old classic. Watch again.
I want a woman that's going to arouse my intellect as well as my loins.
Where will you find such a woman?
In America.
30 years after Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall led African royalty from the fictitious country Zamunda into the heart of New York in the romantic comedy Coming to America, the duo are back with a sequel.
What are you doing back here? Just discovered that I may have a son here in this land. How much child support is she getting from? The king pays no child support.
No child support for 30 years and you came back? You was a dummy!
while the movie returns a good number of the old cast alongside Murphy and Hall, including James Earl Jones as King Joffers and John Amos as Cleo McDowell, new cast step in the ring including Jermaine Fowler, Nomzamo Mbatha.
I always thought that Mika was going to be queen.
A woman isn't allowed to rule Zamunda. It's the law.
Did it ever occur to you that Mika wanted to be your heir?
Would you dare banish me from my own bedroom?
While Fowler acknowledges that this is perhaps his biggest project yet, Mbatha, who is from South Africa, is impressed on the subtle take on patriarchy.
It's the biggest project to me. It's the biggest project. It means everything to me. Everything about it is special. The original holds such a big space in my heart, you know, and it meant so much to me that we did such a great job with the sequel. And I think we did.
Nomzamo, one of the things that stood out for me in the movie was the fact that sometimes it's extremely difficult being a woman. And you being an African woman, you must understand that we still have some of these gender-based issues going on in our continent. And do you suppose that we are dealing with it well enough?
I mean, I think there's so much work that we need to do to be able to erase decades of patriarchal oppression towards women. And I think it's important for us to use as many different mediums as we can. You know, if I'm not speaking at the United Nations, I'm going to use it to speak about it on my social media platforms. And then here we are in this film where one of the main central themes is female empowerment, and to be able to make room for a new world. And the new world says that women have always been the backbone, and we do have a pillar. And it's important for us to also have social messaging in film or even in music, in any sort of medium that we can be able to do it. We must continue to have those conversations so that we can break barriers. I think right now we live in the 21st century. To be a woman is to be an abolitionist, you know, to abolish so many systemic things that have stood against us. So there's not enough that's being done, but I think we are definitely doing the work.
Children, this is your brother.
Bella Murphy, Akile Love, and Kiki Lane literally turn up the girl power mode in the movie.
My family. And General Izzy would love nothing more than to take over Zamunda.
Raise it higher.
During my conversation with Wesley Snipes, who played the witless and self-serving General Izzy, he quickly reminded me of his versatility as an actor, even before I could ask him about how his visit to Nigeria back in 2005 helped in developing his character. And to wrap up this feature from Coming to America, I'm now being joined by Hollywood action film hero and sometimes villain Wesley Snipes. He played General Izzy in this movie, and he's also an Ikemba, a title chief in Anambra, Southwest Nigeria. How are you, Wesley?
Yeah. I'm good. You talked about me. You said that I'm an action star and a protagonist, but you didn't say I was a lover man.
Yes. We've seen you.
You have to remember that the movies in the beginning I was the lover man.
Absolutely. You must forgive me for missing that out.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, but talking about Coming to America too, that particular character, General Izzy, is such a very, very peculiar character when you look at the mannerism and all of that. Could you give us the backstory about developing that character?
Yeah, you know, just being a Ikemba and hanging out with a lot of Rasta. You know, I have a lot of choices, friends of mine who have embodied characteristics that you can see in this particular character. And, you know, the accent, the dialect. And I brought a little bit of Nigeria, I brought a little bit of South Africa, I brought a little bit of South Korea, because he's an international man, you know? He's an international man. He has studied a lot of places in Europe and then so he's an international man. So my first visit to Nigeria was when I was doing a Broadway play that was written by the great poet, writer, laureate, Wole Soyinka. And I had the blessings of going to Ibadan to study there and to hang with the wonderful young actors and see their play there. So ever since then, I picked up little things. And I thought, you know, it's so great to be able to do a British accent, or it's great to be doing a Scottish accent, and the difference between Scottish and Irish. But as an African man, I have to be able to do the accents that come from my mother. And they come from the land of our ancestors. So that's what I do.
Hello, I am Hakeem Joffer, King of Zamunda.
Coming to America 2 also stars Nigerian-American actor Rotimi, American rapper Rick Ross, and a cameo appearance from Nigerian pop star Davido.
Zamunda is a fictional place.
Not to everybody.
Zamunda is a very real nation.
I don't need no handout.
Wait a minute.